Well, tonight, alarming new numbers are raising concerns for parents across North Carolina. The State Poison Control Center is reporting a significant increase in children's accidental exposure to cannabis.
Yeah, last year, the state saw more than 1,000 cannabis exposure cases, and many of them involved children under the age of 13. WCNC Charlotte's Miles Harris looks at solutions to crack down on this issue.
The numbers truly startling. Of the more than 1,100 cannabis exposure cases that the North Carolina Poison Control Center saw in 2024, 42% of those cases included kids under the age of 13. And the dramatic spike is sounding the alarm for officials.
What we're dealing with now is not what we had 20 years ago.
Dr. Michael Bueller with Poison Control says that cannabis exposure among kids are trending in the wrong direction.
And that's concerning because you're seeing illness in young children that requires significant medical care in some cases.
The latest numbers show over 470 kids under 13 were exposed to cannabis products in 2024. The medical director outlines cannabis potency within products today are much stronger and higher than 15 to 20 years ago, which raises the concern when children accidentally consume cannabis.
There's a few differences in the clinical presentation, and these can be very concerning, and especially if we're talking about airway and being lethargic or tired, and if the kid does have vomiting, there's a host of situations that can end up being, at the least, incredibly scary for everybody involved and time-consuming and resource, expending. And then the worst, the child can actually end up getting significantly ill.
Whether it's candies, vapes, or chocolates, not every product will have the exact amount of the drug included in the label, which is why Poison Control is urging parents and caregivers to treat cannabis products with extra caution.
Look at these as medication. And when you do that and you consider the safety behind it, you wouldn't leave your blood pressure medication out on the counter there. This should be the same thing, and even more so because it looks a lot like candy in some cases, and you've got to go through that extra effort.